In this video, I'm going to be talking about building a new room for my model railway in N-gauge. How hard can that be? Okay, so my story begins towards the start of last year, January 2024. I moved house. I got myself a new job in a different part of the country, and obviously there's a new house that goes with that. So I found myself moving. Here's the moving van trying to get in through the gate. Anyway, when I first got there, the house was all a bit of a mess, very dirty and mouldy, and lots of problems. So the first thing I had to do was just to try and get the house set up properly. And so the first thing I had to do was just to try and get the railway set up somewhere. Here it is in the living room. Now this isn't actually the best place to have your model railway in your living room. It does cause some problems with the people that you live with, I discovered. But I managed to get it set up, so that was good. And then turn my attention to the rest of the house. Here we are in the garage, just trying to get some tools unpacked, try and get the garage sorted out, and eventually I managed to get myself organised in there, managed to get the car in, so that's good. So I then turned my attention upstairs, try and find somewhere to actually put the railway permanently. This room, in fact, isn't the room the railway's in, but this was the first room I started work on. It's a room for my boy to stay when he comes back from university. He obviously doesn't really want a bedroom with lots of large pink flowers on, so they had to go. You'll see, taking the wallpaper off the wall, there's several layers of wallpaper, kept going back and back and back. Eventually, when I hit the plaster, had these big black blotches on, which was very strange. Couldn't quite work out what they were. I did discover in the end, but we'll get to that. And in fact, this room is next to where the railway is going to go, and that wall with the flowers on is a dividing wall. It was originally a much larger upstairs room, and I did actually think about perhaps I should restore the size of that room, take the dividing wall out, then I'd have a really big room for a railway. But somehow I managed to resist the temptation. Anyway, you can see there, that's starting to get to work. Getting the wallpaper off, you'll see there's a bit more wallpapers come off. The picture rail, interestingly, there isn't picture rail on the dividing wall. So what I did is I took the picture rail off the room where the railway is going to go and put it up in the bedroom. So that room's a bit more complete now. Now there were some problems with damp in both the rooms on that chimney stack. You'll see there it's coming through. I've marked the edge of the damp, and a few days later it had grown. There was also a problem with another room where there was damp, and what I ended up having to do was get some roofers out to go up on the roof and fix those two different holes in the roof in different parts of the house. In fact, this picture, I'd had the roof repaired and the ceiling had collapsed, and so there's a new bit of ceiling here. And here we got the damp coming through the new plaster work, which is disappointing, but there we go, these things happen. So here we are, stripped most of the room. This is the bedroom. Going back through the different layers of wallpaper, you'll see there's a electrical socket right down by the skirting board. Some of the sockets are actually in the skirting boards. So part of this work was to raise the sockets up to regulation heights and chase the wires into the wall. While I've got the radiator off the wall, it's a chance to put reflective foil behind the radiators, and now I'm decorating the skirting boards as well. Now we're on to the actual room where I've put the railway. The first thing that I realised when I got in that room is just how disgusting it was. It smelt like someone had died, and in fact the carpet looked like someone had died on it. This picture was taken after a friend of mine had cleaned the carpet. I think he did 3 passes. You can still see it's heavily stained, and it just smelt appalling. So eventually the carpet's going to have to go. First thing was to strip all the wallpaper off the wall. You see I've done that in this picture, and this shows what was underneath in terms of those black splotches. Now, interestingly, these black splotches are a lot more pronounced in this room. It was the same room, so it makes sense that perhaps the whatever this black pattern is, it was done when it was all one room. You see, I've taken the picture rails down and repaired the damage to the wall that caused. But no, these black splotches, it's not wallpaper. That's all the way down to the plaster. I'm wondering if it's sort of stencil, or maybe the other thought was perhaps there was ink in a layer of wallpaper and the paper got wet and the ink soaked out into the plaster. Anyway, I don't quite know the answer. I mean, do let me know in the comments if you know what this is. A lot of stripping wallpaper, rubbing it down, filling holes. There you can see the dividing wall on the side of the railway, and you'll notice there's still a little bit of chimney stack in the corner of this room as well. Now, unfortunately, the leak on the chimney stack was coming through into this room, so there was a bit of repair needed there. Now, someone who lived in this house managed to punch some holes in the wall in the past. I discovered this, take off the wallpaper. Some bits weren't wallpapered. They just had this sort of plaster of Paris, perhaps, been used to repair it. Anyway, very, very badly. So I cut out the sections of wall which were damaged, and here I'm going to use plasterboard and then skim over the top to repair the damage. There we go. That's a bit of my dodgy plastering. I'm not brilliant at plastering, but that at least is better than it was. This picture showing the lighting. I've taken out the lighting and put in some new lighting. This is one of two light fittings in the room. There's this which has got 6 spot bulbs. There's another one that's only got 4. Here we go. We've completed all the painting now. You'll see in the background on the wall, in the background, there's the new electrical back box. Wire's been chased in. And I've also fitted there an Ethernet connection, so I'll have good wired internet within the room. It'll help for when I'm streaming and stuff like that. Here it is from another angle. Now this picture, you can see I've started to take the carpet up, just cutting it into strips and rolling it up. Oh, that's wonderful. Finally got rid of all the carpet. That went straight down the tip. Still got the carpet underlay there. But yeah, here in this bit of video you can see I've taken up the underlay and the gripper down to the original floorboards now. Just decorating the skirting board. I'm able to do that now that I've taken up all the flooring and obviously decorated behind the radiator, so there we got the radiator back on the wall. That was a real relief to get that on. Some new thermostatic valves for that as well. But I've finally got the heating back on, which is good. Here I'm just laying some 3mm hardboard to go underneath the carpet tiles. So I've chosen to replace the carpet with carpet tiles. The reason for this is that, well, it's cheaper. I can more easily do it myself. But also carpet tiles are a bit more functional. But also the carpet tiles can be more easily replaced. So I'm bound to spill some glue or some paint or something like that somewhere. And if I do that, then I can replace just one tile with another carpet tile. So that will make things a lot easier. Just there you can see I've got hardboard going all the way around, all the way to the walls. Just finishing it off. Now, when I've never fitted carpet tiles before, I thought, rather, the obvious thing is you just start on one side and work your way across, laying them against the wall. Now, apparently that's not the way you do it at all. The reason is you can't be sure that your wall is either flat or level, flat or straight. So instead of starting on the wall, what you do is you provide yourself with what you know to be a good straight reference point in the middle of the room. So here I've got a long straight plank of 9mm ply. I know it's straight. And I just secure that in the middle of the room. I've got a few screws just holding it down, and then I can start to lay the carpet tiles against it and work my way out towards the edge of the room. Here you see I've got the first line of carpet tiles in, and then I work out from there to the edges in all directions. Here we go. I've done most of it. I think I've just got the last wall to do. Obviously, the last bit takes time. You've got to cut all your carpet tiles, and then you fix them down with a bit of spray adhesive. But it works very nicely, and it looks fantastic when we're finished. So here I am. This is probably my first time walking into the room, having managed to get the pieces of the layout up the stairs into the room. Now, going up the stairs was no mean feat. I did manage to get the layout up the stairs on my own, but it was a bit of a tight squeeze, and I'm a bit worried about whether I'm going to be able to get it out of the room once I finish building it. I'm expecting it to have a bit more vertical height, and that's going to make it difficult getting around the corner at the bottom of the stairs. So it has occurred to me, what I might do is I could just take a window out and shove them out the window. So I just want to convince myself I'm comfortable doing that for when I move out. And obviously that won't be without issue, but anyway, here we go. In the room, you'll see I've got the two main sections of the layout, all the pieces that make up the legs. They're lying on the floor, and I've just got to spend a bit of time bolting it all together. I labelled all the legs and all the endpoints, so I know where everything goes, you know, A, B, C. And here we go. I've managed to put the legs on one of the pieces and stand it up, just working on the other one. And finally, here is both the parts of the layout set up. Now you'll notice that chimney stack in the corner makes it very difficult to get the layout against the wall in both directions. Here you can see the 4-track main line of the layout, and there the staging yard. Yeah, you see just on that corner the chimney stack is sort of preventing me pushing it back against the wall. So maybe I'll adapt the layout to take that into account. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure. I think just for the moment what I want to do is just to do a bit more building. I want to build the main line. You'll see in my last video I produced a piece of track, a piece of sub-road bed that's got the diamond crossing on it. That's the next section. And if I just crack on with building more layout, eventually, hopefully I'll have a main line that goes round, and I can enjoy using that as it is while I consider what the future holds. So I'm pleased now. I've got a new house. I've got a new railway room. It's freshly decorated. It's got a nice new floor, nice new ceiling, and the layout fits in it, which is good. The layout has been running very well. Unfortunately, the track all got very dirty during the move, and it's not been running well, so I'll be able to tell you all about how I've gone about track cleaning. There'll be an upcoming video. I've got a couple of locomotives I bought in the last 12 months, so there'll be a chance to review those as well. And of course, the main bit of work which I'm going to be doing, which is building the main line. So thanks for joining me on this little tour. It's a short one today, and I hope you'll join me for the next video.